Welcome to presentation on Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 by PRAKASH MATHUR, Senior Lecturer, Mechanical Engineering Department, Government Polytechnic College, Jodhpur. The objectives of Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 are: the main objective of the Water Act are to provide for prevention, control and abatement of water pollution and the maintenance of restoration of the wholesomeness of water. It is designed to assess pollution levels and punish polluters. The central government and state government have set up pollution control boards to monitor water pollution. The problem of pollution of rivers and streams has assumed considerable importance and urgency in recent years as a result of the growth of industries and the increasing trends of the urbanization. It is therefore essential to ensure that the domestic and industrial effluents are not allowed to be discharged into the water courses without adequate treatment, as such discharges would render the water unusable as source of drinking water, as well as for supporting fish life and for use in irrigation. Pollution of rivers and streams also causes increasing damage to the country's economy. Section 2 is focused on definition. Some of the important definitions concerning to the codes are discussed and other are listed. Board means the central board of or state board, and then pollution is one of the important definition, means such contamination of water or such alteration of the physical, chemical or biological properties of water or such discharge of any sewage or trade effluents or of any other liquid, gaseous or solid substance into water. It may be directly or indirectly, as may or is likely to create a nuisance or render such water harmful or injurious to public health or safety or to domestic, commercial, industrial, agricultural or other legitimate usage, or to the life and health of animals or plants to aquatic organisms. One of the important definition is sewage effluents means effluent from any sewage system or sewage disposal works and includes sludge from open drains. Sewer means any conduit pipe or channel, open or closed, carry sewage or trade effluent. Section 3, Constitution of Central Board. The central government has constituted Central Pollution Control Board to exercise the power conferred on the perform and the functions assigned to the board under the Act. Amendments have been made from time to time for the reconstitution of Central Board Pollution Control Board. Section 4, Constitution of State Board. Just like Central Board, the state level boards are also there. The state government have constituted State Pollution Control Board to exercise the powers conferred and to perform the functions assigned to the board under this Act. Amendments have been made from time to time for the recognition of State Pollution Control, reconstitution of State Pollution Control Board also. Terms and condition of service of members are as prescribed in the Act. Similarly, for disqualification, vacation of seats of members, meeting of boards which should be held minimum thrice a month, once in 3 months, constitution of committees, temporary association of persons with board, particular purpose, vacancy in board to validate acts, delegation of powers to chairman, member secretary and officers and other employees of board, constitution of joint board, composition of joint boards, special provisions relating to giving the directions, vacancies in board not to invalidate. The section 11, we discuss in little detail. Vacancy in board not to validate acts of proceedings. The main function of central board shall be to promote cleanliness of stream and wells in different areas of the states. The central board may perform all of any of the following functions, namely advise the central government on any matter connecting the prevention and control of water pollution, coordinate the activities of a state board and resolve disputes among them. Thirdly, provide technical assistance and guidance to the state boards, carry out and sponsor investigations and research relating to problems of water pollution and prevention, control or abatement of water pollution. Plan and organize the training of persons. Organize through mass media a comprehensive program regarding the prevention and control of water pollution. Perform such of the function of any state board as may be specified in an order made under subsection 2 of section 18. Collect, compile and publish technical and statistical data relating to water pollution and the measures devised for the effective prevention and control, and prepare manuals, codes or guides relating to treatment and disposal of sewage and treat effluents, and disseminate information connected therewith. The board may establish or recognize laboratories to enable the board to perform its function under this section effectively, including the analysis of samples of water from any stream or well or of samples of any sewage or trade effluents. Section 17. Functions of state board just similar to central board, which is on the national level, and every state board functions on state level. The main functions: to plan a comprehensive program of the prevention, control, abatement of pollution of streams as well as in the state, particular state, and to execute the plan. To advise the state government to any matter concerning the prevention, control, and abatement of water pollution. To collect the disseminate information relating to water pollution and the prevention, control of abatement thereof. To encourage, conduct and participate in investigations and research relating to problems of water pollution and prevention, control of abatement of water pollution. To collaborate with the central board in organizing the training of persons engaged and to organize mass education programs relating to that training. In respect of sewage or trade effluents, works and plans for the treatment of sewage and trade effluents, and to review plans, specifications, or other data relating to plans set up for the treatment of water, works for the purification thereof, and the system of the disposal of sewage or trade effluents. To lay down, modify, or annual effluent standards for the sewage and trade effluents, and for the quality of receiving waters not being water in an interstate stream resulting from the discharges of effluents, and classify water in the state. The next function is to evolve economical and reliable methods of treatment of sewage and trade effluents having regard to the peculiar conditions of soils, climate, and water resources of different regions, and more especially the prevailing flow characteristics of water in streams and wells, which render it impossible to attain even the minimum degree of dilution. There are many other functions which may be referred from the Act. The other section 18 is focused on powers to give directions in cases of pollution developed by different industries or organizations. Section 19 is focused on power of a state government to restrict the application of the act to certain areas. The state government may alter, add, reduce, or merge any area in connection to water pollution prevention and control. Section 20 is power to obtain information of any area and gauge and keep records of the flow of volume and other characteristics of any stream or well in such area. and may take steps for the measurement and recording of the rainfall in such area and for the installation and maintenance of those purposes of gauges or other apparatus and works connected. A state board may ask information from any person who is abstracting water from or is discharging sewage to trade effluents into the stream or well in the area. A state board may, for preventing or controlling pollution of water, give directions requiring any person in charge of any establishment where any industry operation or process or treatment and disposal system is carried on to furnish to information as may be prescribed. Section 21. Power to take samples or effluents and produce procedure to be followed in connection therewith. A state board or any officer empowered by in this behalf shall have power to take for the purpose of analysis samples of water from any stream or well of samples of any sewage or trade effluents which is passing from any plant or vessel or from or over any place into any such stream or well. The samples so corrected shall be sent to laboratories for analysis as per provisions of the Act. Section 22. Reports of the result of analysis on samples taken under Section 21. In case of difference in reports prepared by government recognized laboratories and central/state water laboratories, the reports prepared by central state water laboratory shall prevail. Section 23. Power of entry and inspection. Any person empowered by state board shall have a right at any time to enter any place for the purpose of examining any plant, record, register, document, or any other material object, or of conducting a search of any place in which he believes that the offence under the Act has been or is about to commit, and for seizing any such plant, record, register, document, or other material object which he believes that it may furnish evidence of the commission of an offence punishable under this Act or the rules made thereunder. Section 24. Prohibition on use of stream or well for disposal of polluting matter etc. No person shall knowingly cause or permit any poisonous, noxious, or polluting matter determined in accordance with the prescribed standards to enter directly or indirectly into any stream or well or sewer or on land, or no person shall knowingly cause or permit to enter into any stream any other matter which may tend either directly or in combination with the similar matters to impede the proper flow of the water of the stream in a manner leading a substantial aggravation of pollution. Restriction of new outlets and new discharges. मतलब नए आउटलेट्स या डिस्चार्ज बनाने के लिए भी पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड से परमिशन लेनी आवश्यक होगी. Section 26. Provisions regarding existing discharge of sewage street effluents. ये टैक्स बनने के समय की स्थिति थी जब एक्ट बनने से पूर्व जो भी एग्जिस्टिंग प्लांट थे उनको भी इस डिफरेंट स्टैंडर्ड्स को फॉलो करने के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से परमिशन लेने के लिए बोर्ड्स को अप्लाई करना आवश्यक था. Section 27. Refusal of withdrawal of consent by state board. A state board shall not grant its consent under Section 25 for the establishment of any industry, operation or process or treatment and disposal system or extension or addition thereto, or to the bringing into use a water or altered outlet unless this comply with any conditions imposed by board to enable it to exercise its right to take samples of the effluents. Section 28. Appeals. Any person who is aggrieved by the order made by the state board under Section 25, Section 27 or Section 27 may within 30 days from the date on which the order is communicated to him prefer an appeal to such authority as the state government may think fit to constitute. Section 29 revision. The state government may at any time, either of its own motion or an application made to it in this behalf, call for the records of any case, whether on order has been made by the state board under section 25, 26 or 27 for the purpose of satisfying itself as to the legality of the property of any such order, and may pass such order in relation thereto as it may think proper. Section 30. Power of a state board to carry out certain works. If the person concerned fails to execute the work as required under conditions imposed while granting consent under section 25 or section 26, the state board may itself execute or cause to be executed such work. Section 31. Furnishing of information to state board and other agencies to certain cases. If at any place where any industry, operation or process, or any treatment and disposal stream, or any extension or addition thereto is being carried out due to accident or other unforeseen act or event, any poisonous, noxious, or polluting matter is being discharged or is likely to be discharged into stream or well or sewer or land. As a result of such discharge, the water in any stream or well is being polluted or is likely to be polluted, then the person in charge of such place shall forth will intimate the occurrence of such accident, act or event to the state board and such other authorities or agencies as may be prescribed. Section 32. Emergency measures in case of pollution of stream or well. Where it appears to the state board that any poisonous, noxious or polluting matter is present or entered in any stream or well or on land by reason of the discharge, the board feel necessary to take immediate action. It may, for reasons to be recorded in writing, carry out such operation as it may consider necessary for all any of the following purposes, that is to say, removing the matter from the stream or well or on land and disposing it for such manner as the board may consider appropriate. Removing of, mitigating and pollution caused by its presence in the stream or well. Thirdly, issuing orders immediately restraining or prohibiting the person concerned from discharging any poisonous, noxious or polluting matter into the stream or well or on land, or from making instantly use of the stream of well. Section 33. Power of board to make application to courts for restraining apprehended pollution of water in streams or well. स्टेट बोर्ड ऑथराइज लीगल एक्शन के लिए कोर्ट्स में अप्लाई कर सकता है. सेक्शन 30 पावर टू गिव डायरेक्शन. द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट मे गिव ए बोर्ड पावर्स टू इशू any directions in writing to any region, officer or authority, and such person, officer or authority shall be bound to comply with such direction. Number 1. The closure, prohibition or regulation of any industry, operation or process, or the stoppage of regulation of supply of electricity, water or any other service. Section 34 and 35 are focused on contribution of central government and state government respectively. Fund of central board is and fund of state board are mentioned in section 36 and 37. The similar way, the borrowing powers of board is mentioned in section 37A. Under section 38, budget formalities are to be completed by central board and state board, and under section 39 annual reports are supposed to be prepared. Under section 40, the provision is that all accounts should be prepared and audited. Under section 41, the failure or to comply with directions under the subsection 2 of or subsection 3 of section 20 or orders issued under clause C of subsection 1 of section, imprisonment or monetary fine or both may be imposed. Penalty for certain acts: whoever destroys, pulls down, removes, injures or defaces any pillar, post or stake fixed in the ground, or any notice or other matter put up, inscribed or placed by or under the authority of the board, or secondly, obstructs any person acting under the orders of direction of the board from exercising his powers and performing his function under the act. Thirdly, damage any works to property belonging to the board. Fourth, fails to furnish on any officer or other employer of the board any information required by him for the purpose of this act. Fails to intimate the occurrence of any accident or other unforeseen act or event under section 31 to the board and another authorities agencies as required. Sixthly, in giving any information which he is required to give under the act, knowing or willfully makes a statement which is false in any material particular. The next is for the purpose of obtaining any consent under section 25, section 26, knowingly or willingly makes a statement which is false in any material particular, shall be punishable with the imprisonment of a term which may extend to 3 months, or with the fine which may be extended to 1000, or with the both punishment. Section 43 is focused on penalties for contravention of provision of section 24. Section 45, enhanced penalty after previous conviction. Section 45, penalty for contravention of certain provisions of the act. Section 46 focused on publication of names of offenders in newspapers. Section 47, offences by companies. Where an offence under the act has been committed by a company, every person who at the time of offences was committed, in charge of, and was responsible to the company for the conduct of the business of the company, as well as the company, shall be deemed to be guilty of the offence and shall be liable to be proceeded against and punished accordingly. 49 section focused on cognizance of offences. No court shall take cognizance of any offence under this act except on a complaint made by, firstly, a board or any officer authorized in this behalf by it, or secondly, any person who has given notice of not less than 60 days in the manner prescribed of the alleged offence and of his intention to make a complaint to the board or officer authorized as aforesaid. And no court inferior to that of a metropolitan magistrate or a judicial magistrate of the class first shall try any offence punishable under this act, who after examining the whole records and evidences pass a sentence of imprisonment for a term exceeding 2 years, or of fine exceeding 2000 rupees, or any person convicted of an offence punishable under the act. The few other sections, section 50, members, officers and servants of board to be public servants, they should be called public servant. Section 51 and 52 are focused. The water laboratories has been set up by central government as well as state government for testing the effluents, etc. Section 54 is focused on reports of these after the analysis of samples. Section 55 is focused on local authorities to assist something like the different municipal corporation or JDA, etc., to provide information to pollution control boards. 56. Compulsory acquisition of the land for the state board. State board can acquire the land from the state authorities. Section 57. Returns and report. Central board is supposed to submit returns and report to the central government, while state board is supposed to submit its report to state governments as well as to central board. Section 58. Bar of jurisdiction. No civil court shall have jurisdiction to entertain any suit in respect of any matter which is an appellate authority constituted under this act is empowered to determine, and no injunction shall be granted by any court or other authority in respect of any action taken in pursuance of any power conferred by or under this act. Section 59. Protection of action taken in good faith. No suit or other legal proceeding shall be against the government or any officer of government or any member or officer of board in respect of anything which is in good faith done or intended to be done in pursuance of this act or the rules made hereunder. Section 60. Overriding effect. The provisions of this act shall have effect notwithstanding anything inconsistent thereof contained in any enactment other than this act. Section 61. Power of central government to supersede the central board and joint boards. If at any time central government is of opinion that the central board or any joint board has persistently made default in the performance of the functions imposed to it by or under this act, or secondly, the circumstances exist which render it necessary the public interest to do, the central government may, by notification in the official gazette, supersede the central board or such joint board, as the case may be, for such period not exceeding 1 year, as may be specified in the notification. Section 62. Power of state government to supersede the state board. It is similar to the section 61, but these all provisions will be in respect of the state board in place of the central board. The section 63 is focused on power of central government to make rules. Naturally, central government is the supreme authority to frame the rules for any of the activities in the country. Section 64. Power of a state government to make rules. The state government may simultaneously with the constitution of the state board make rules to carry out the purpose of this act in respect of matters not falling within the purview of the section 63, i.e. which are under the purview of central government. Thank you.